So as you guys are getting to the point where you are ready to edit, you can see that I have several images here. I don't think that I have enough to actually turn in, but I'm going to start the editing process. When you go through, you're going to look at your image and you can see that this is pretty washed out. Although I have some areas of highlight and some areas of detail, the light sort of washed out everything. And the first thing that you always want to do when you're looking at your image is crop it. Now, when you're cropping something, you want to scan sort of the edges. And you can see in the upper right hand corner, there's a little cord there. So what I'm going to do is actually drag this down and sort of try and eliminate the cord. On the right hand side, you'll see that there's also some, a little bit of a distracting element in my document camera. I don't want to crop it too much, but I'm going to see if I can get it out of there. So again, you can see that there's still not a lot of detail, but I like the sort of the look. It looks kind of like a candle, and the lines are really strong. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the light menu, and we're going to play around with exposure a little bit. Now I'm going to bump down the overall exposure just a little bit, and then I'm going to play with contrast. And you can see by contrast that you're sort of making it all one grayed out version, or you're seeing that the shadows are becoming really distinct and the highlights are becoming really distinct. I'm going to end it around here, and then we're going to play around with sort of the rest of these. Now, when you're talking about highlights, you can see if I bump this all the way down, the highlights or the sort of the lighter areas are becoming a little bit less prominent. Okay, and then the shadows, same thing. So it's kind of like the midtones. You can see them getting lighter, you can see them getting darker. Leave it right around here. White, same thing. You're going to see it sort of change, which is kind of crazy cool, but I actually like it a little bit brighter. And black, same thing. You're going to see sort of the darkest areas of your image getting a little bit darker and more defined. Now, you can always check to see how your edits are going by touching and holding down your image. So you can see that although this is probably the kind of image where I might need to retake it, I like where it's going. So I can play around with it a little bit more and see if I can sort of pull out some more of those details. Now, if I go into detail, you'll see that sharpening can also do this. You might not see it as much, but again, you can see sort of where the edges get a little bit more distinct. I can also play around with detail a little bit. And then if I wanted to, I could go into color, and I'm going to actually, yeah. So this is where we were at, this is where we are now, and I'm liking sort of where we're going. When you're done with an image, okay, when you're done and you're ready to turn it in as one of your finals, you always want to make sure you are saving it to your camera roll or exporting it to your camera roll. Now, all of these edits are saved. Okay, you can see that they're saved. When you are ready to sort of take a screenshot of the whole thing, you want to go to your entire album and screenshot just that album. I am going to take some more pictures today, and I will be sort of updating this demo, but that's the basic introduction to Lightroom.